Bachelor of Science. A Bachelor of Science BS, BSc, SB, or SCB, from the Latin baccalaureus scientiae or scientiae baccalaureus, is a bachelor's degree awarded for programs that generally last 3 to 5 years. The first university to admit a student to the degree of Bachelor of Science was the University of London in 1860. Whether Bachelor of Science or Bachelor of Arts degrees are awarded in particular subjects varies between universities. For example, an economics student may graduate as a Bachelor of Arts in one university, but as a Bachelor of Science in another, and occasionally both options are offered. Some universities follow the Oxford and Cambridge tradition that even graduates in mathematics and the sciences become Bachelors of Arts, while other institutions offer only the Bachelor of Science degree, even in non-science fields. At universities that offer both Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science degrees in the same discipline, the Bachelor of Science degree is usually more focused on that particular discipline and is targeted toward students intending to pursue graduate school or a profession in that discipline. International differences. Georgetown University's School of Foreign Service awards Bachelor of Science degrees in foreign service to all of its undergraduates, although many students major in humanities-oriented fields such as international history or culture and politics. The London School of Economics offers BSc degrees in practically all subject areas, even those normally associated with the arts, while the Oxbridge universities almost exclusively award the BA as a first degree. In both instances, there are historical and traditional reasons. Northwestern University's School of Communication grants BSc degrees in all of its programs of study, including theater, dance, and radio/television/film. University of California, Berkeley grants a BS degree in environmental economics and policy at the College of Natural Resources (CNR), a BS degree in business administration at Haas School of Business, and a BA degree in environmental economics and policy at the College of Letters and Science L&S. Cornell University offers a BS degree in computer science from its College of Engineering and a BA degree in computer science from its College of Arts and Sciences. Argentina. In Argentina, most university degrees are given as a license in a discipline. They are specific to a field and awarded to students upon completion of a course of study, which usually lasts 5 years. In most cases, at the end of a course and as a mandatory condition for its completion, and ultimately to obtain a degree, students are compelled to work on an original research project related to their field. This project is called a thesis and is usually presented in front of a group of people, including university professors, who will evaluate it and let the student know whether they passed or not on the same day shortly after the presentation. Australia, New Zealand, and South Africa. In Australia, the BSc is generally a 3 to 4 year degree. An honours year or a Master of Science MSc degree is required to progress on to the stage of Doctor of Philosophy PhD. In New Zealand, in some cases, the honours degree comprises an additional postgraduate qualification. In other cases, students with strong performance in their second or third year are invited to extend their degree to an additional year, with a focus on research, granting access to doctoral programs. In South Africa, the BSc is taken over 3 years, while the postgraduate BSc Hons entails an additional year of study. Admission to the honors degree is on the basis of a sufficiently high average in the BSc major. An honors degree is required for MSc level study, and admission to a doctorate is via the MSc. Brazil. In Brazil, a Bachelor of Science degree is an undergraduate academic degree and is equivalent to a BSc Hons. It could take from 4 to 6 years, 8 to 12 periods to complete, is also more specific, and could be applied for scientific arts courses like engineering, maths, physics, etc. Somewhat is called human art courses in Brazil, like history, Portuguese and literature, and lawyer studies, for example, as well as for health arts like medicine. To be able to start the bachelor's degree in Brazil, the candidate must prove to be proficient in different disciplines and have at least the accumulated preliminary, medium, and high school degrees accomplished, with the minimum merit of 60% to 70% of the degrees and a correspondent study period that can vary from 10 to 12 years minimum. The Bachelor of Science courses in Brazilian universities normally have the first 1 to 2 years, first 2 to 4 periods of basic fundamental disciplines like, for example, calculus A, Roman 2, Roman 3, and Roman 4 for some engineering courses, geometry basics, and advanced, analytical laboratories, experiments in mechanics, optics, magnetism, etc. Some disciplines are prerequisite to others, and in some universities, the student is not allowed to course any discipline for the entire next period if he was unsuccessful in just one prerequisite discipline of the present period. Usually, the Bachelor of Science courses demand a 1-year mandatory probation period by the end of the course internship in the specific professional area, like a training period, followed by relatively elaborate written and oral evaluations. To get the certification as BSc, most universities require that the students achieve the accomplishment of 60% to 70% in all the obligatory disciplines, plus the supervisioned and approved training period like a supervisioned internship period, the final thesis of the course, and in some BSc programs, the final exam test. The final exam also is required so far. To be a professor, a Bachelor of Sciences is required to get a licentiature degree, which lasts on top of the periods already studied until getting the BSc Hons, plus 2 to 3 periods, 1 to 1.5 years. With a master's degree, MSc is also possible, which takes 3 to 5 periods more, 1.5 to 2.5 years more. Britain and Ireland. Commonly in British Commonwealth countries and Ireland, graduands are admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Science after having completed a program in one or more of the sciences. These programs may take different lengths of time to complete. A Bachelor of Science receives the designation BSc for an ordinary degree and BSc Hons for an honours degree. In England, Wales, and Northern Ireland, an honours degree is typically completed over a 3-year period, though there are a few intensified 2-year courses with less vacation time. Bachelor's degrees without honours were typically completed in 2 years for most of the 20th century. In Scotland, where access to university is possible after one less year of secondary education, degree courses have a foundation year, making the total course length 4 years. In Ireland, the former BS was changed to BSc Hons, which is awarded after 4 years. The BSc Ord is awarded after 3 years. Formerly at the University of Oxford, the degree of BSc was a postgraduate degree. This former degree, still actively granted, has since been renamed MSc. Chile. In Chile, the completion of a university program leads to an academic degree, as well as a professional title. The academic degree equivalent to Bachelor of Science is licenciado en Ciencias, which can be obtained as a result of completing a 4-6-year program. However, in most cases, 4-year programs will grant a Bachelor of Applied Science Spanish Licenciatura en Ciencias Aplicadas degree, while other 4-year programs will not grant to an academic degree. Continental Europe. Many universities in Europe are changing their systems into the BA/MA system, and in doing so also offering the full equivalent of a BSc or MSc Bologna process. Czech Republic. Universities in the Czech Republic are changing their systems into the Bachelor of Science/Master of Science system, and in doing so also offering the full equivalent of a BSc BC or MSc MGR/ing. Germany. In Germany, there are 2 kinds of universities, Universitäten and Fachhochschulen, which are also called University of Applied Sciences. Universitäten and Fachhochschulen, both also called Hochschulen, are legally equal, but Fachhochschulen have the reputation of being more related to practice and have no legal right to offer PhD programs. The BSc in Germany is equivalent to the BSc Hans in the United Kingdom. Many universities in German-speaking countries are changing their systems to the BA/MA system, and in doing so also offering the full equivalent of a BSc. In Germany, the BA normally lasts between 3 and 4 years, 6 to 8 semesters, and between 180 and 240 ECTS must be earned. India. The Indian interpretation is similar to the British system. In India, BSc is generally a 3-year course. However, at some places, it is integrated with another short-term course, certification or honors, making it a 4-year course. After passing the 12th standard of 10+2 system in India, junior college in US, also known as intermediate in sciences, physics, chemistry, mathematics, and or biology from a recognized board, central board, or state board school, a student can apply to a college for a BSc degree. It is an undergraduate course, which could either be offered in annual examination system 3 years or semester system 6 semesters. Odd semester typically lasts from July/August to December, and even semester typically lasts from January to May. All the major colleges and universities offer this course. After getting a BSc degree, the students can choose to either continue their education and pursue post-graduation MSc or leave the college and take up a relevant job. North America. In Canada, Mexico, and the United States, it is generally a 4-year undergraduate degree typically used in engineering, computer science, mathematics, economics, finance, business, and the natural sciences. Some colleges and universities, however, only require 3 years, especially in Quebec, and to a less extent in other areas. Typical completion period: 3 years. Australia, Austria, Barbados, Belgium, Belize, Bosnia and Herzegovina mostly 3 years, sometimes 4, Cameroon, Canada especially Quebec, Côte d'Ivoire, Croatia mostly 3 years, sometimes 4, Czech Republic mostly 3 years, sometimes 4, Denmark, England 3 or 4 years with a 1 year. 4 years. Afghanistan, Albania 4 or 5 years, Armenia 4 or 5 years, Australia honors degree Azerbaijan 4 or 5 years, Bahrain, Bangladesh 4 or 5 years, Belarus, Belize, Bosnia, Brazil 4 to 5 years, Brunei 3 or 4 years, Bulgaria, Canada 5 years, Cuba 5 years, Greece 4 or 5 years, Peru, Argentina, Colombia starting to change to 4 years, Brazil 5 years, Mexico 4.5 years, Chile, Venezuela 5 years, Egypt 4 or 5 years, Haiti 4 or 5 years, Nigeria 4 to 5 years, 6 months dedicated to students' industrial work exchange scheme, but for most sciences and all engineering courses only. A semester for project work/thesis, not excluding coursework during the bachelor thesis. Excluding 1 year for the compulsory National Youth Service Corps NISC, paramilitary and civil service. North Macedonia, Sierra Leone 4 years dedicated to coursework, Slovenia 4 or 5 years, Sudan 5 years for BSc honors degree and 4 years for BSc ordinary degree, and Syria. In Algeria, the student presents a thesis in front of a jury at the end of the 5th year. 6 years. In Chile, some undergraduate majors such as engineering and geology are designed as 6-year programs. However, in practice, it is not uncommon for students to complete such programs over the course of 10 years while studying full-time without leaves of absence. This is in part due to a strict grading system where the highest grade of a typical class can be as low as 60% C, and the high frequency of protests and strikes organized by student federations and teacher unions, such as the 2011-13 Chilean student protests. There are studies that suggest a direct correlation between reduced social mobility and differences unique to the Chilean higher education system.